Mount Giluwe. Mount Giluwe is the second highest mountain in Papua New Guinea at 4,367 meters, 14,327 feet, Mount Wilhelm being the highest, and the fifth highest peak on the island of New Guinea. It is located in the Southern Highlands province and is an old shield volcano with vast alpine grasslands. Ancient volcanic plugs form its two summits, with the central peak the highest and an east peak about 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, away at 4,300 meters, 14,108 feet. Giluwe has the distinction of being the highest volcano on the Australian continent in Oceania, and is thus one of the Volcanic Seven Summits. Geology. The original volcano on the site of Mount Giluwe formed roughly 650,000 to 800,000 years ago, probably as a stratovolcano of similar height to the current peak. Extensive Pleistocene glaciation eroded away much of the peak, leaving a series of volcanic plugs which form the present-day summits. A renewed episode of extensive volcanic eruptions formed the shield-like bulk of the current mountain between 220,000 to 300,000 years ago, and there is evidence that some of the lava erupted subglacially. During the last glaciations of the Ice Age, the upper slopes were covered by a massive ice cap over 150 meters, 500 feet, thick, from which only the main and east peaks protruded as new nuttocks above the ice surface. At its maximum extent, the ice cap was over 15 kilometers, 9 miles, across and covered an area greater than 100 square kilometers, 40 mi squared. Outlet glaciers extended down as low as 3,200 to 3,500 meters, 10,500 to 11,500 feet, leaving a variety of deposits including glacial till and moraines. Although the glaciers are now long gone, numerous cirques and U-shaped valleys remain visible. The present-day climate on the summit plateau above roughly 3,400 meters, 11,150 feet, is cold enough for nightly frosts and occasional snowfall. History. Australian explorers McLeod and his brother Dan were the first Westerners to reach the area and to discover and climb Mount Giluwe. However, another explorer Jack Hydes also laid claim to be the first to discover Mount Giluwe after viewing the peaks from the west in 1935. Hydes aptly named them the Minaret Mountains. However, the name did not stick after Leahy went to London in 1935 and set up a hearing into the two opposing claims at the Royal Geographical Society. Leahy delivered his address on November 21, 1935, and the following year Leahy was awarded a grant from the Society and published his discoveries in their journal, Flora and Fauna. The slopes of Mount Giluwe exhibit a number of different biomes. Between 2,500 meters, 8,200 feet, and 2,800 meters, 9,190 feet, is the lower montane rainforest dominated by Nothofagus and Elaeocarpus with large pandanus including the climbing Fracanaceae, climbing bamboo, many gingers, orchids, ferns, herbs and shrubs including begonia. Avian fauna include the endemic dwarf cassowary. Above this is the upper montane rainforest or moss forest, with stunted moss-shrouded trees such as Quintinia and conifers including Papias edris and Podocarpus. The ground is covered in ferns of all types including Blechnum, filmy ferns and the world's largest moss, Dawsonia superba, up to 55 centimeters, 22 in, tall. Rhododendrons grow as epiphytes in the trees as do specialized cloud forest orchids. At 3,200 meters, 10,500 feet, the moss forest opens into subalpine grassland. This transition marks the extent of glaciation during the last glacial maximum. The grassland is inhabited by towering endemic tree ferns. Tiny wildflowers grow amongst the tussock grasses including veronica, viola, and gaultheria. Streams flow in beds once scoured by glaciers, and wet bogs contain frog species found nowhere else on Earth. This is also the domain of the endemic woolly ground cuscus, a species of possum. Patches of relic subalpine rainforest cling to the sheltered areas where frost is lessened. Scarlet rhododendron and Dimorphanthera abound in the gnarled dwarf forests and white beard lichens hang in the branches. Above 3,400 meters, 11,200 feet, on the vast alpine plateau, creeping Astelia, cushion plants and mosses can be found near the numerous tarns, along with alpine blueberries, vaccinium, and asters in rockier areas.